What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar PYT, and welcome, guys, to yet another episode of the Culers Culture Show, ladies and gentlemen. As always, big up to every single one of you guys who are already in the building. Big up to every single one of you guys who were on the watch along earlier, guys. Who just joined today. Big up to my guy Will also for the raid. For all you guys joining, big up to every single one of you. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. And yeah, man, listen, I got man like okay, Farish in the building. Big up to you, brother.
Yo.
And listen, man, how you doing, bro? How's everything been going with you, man?
Everything's fine, It's just another day in the office for me. There's a lot we have to discuss today, isn't there?
I mean, for sure. I mean, we're gonna be talking about obviously the Joan Gamper Trophy game, and also we're gonna talk about the start of the season. It's kind of stuff that are coming up. You feel me, right? Our season preview and everything else coming into that. But yeah, man. Listen, big up to my guy Will, like I mentioned. Big up to you for the raid every single time. Big up to you, Santiago. Big up to every single one of you guys who are joining from Will's channel. Big up to Blazer. Big up to every single one of you guys. We don't care about the game. Hey, listen, it is what it is. Big up to every single one of you guys who says, nah, Omar, you're delusional already. I don't know what you mean. I haven't said anything yet, man. Oh, you said my mic is not connected. Jesus Christ. Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Will. That's much better now. I'm sure that's
much better.
Yep. Sometimes my mic sometimes does this when I'm moving from like StreamYard to my OBS, right? But now we're good. But listen, let's get into it. Obviously, we played just a few days ago in the Joan Gamper Trophy versus Como, 5-0 win, right? Very, very huge victory for Barcelona. We absolutely cooked in that game, right? Let's be honest, right? What a performance from the team, what a performance from the players, some of the key players in the team, obviously, right? Man like Yamal cooked, Fermin cooked, Joan Garcia, he absolutely cooked in that game as well. What a performance he had in that game, right? Who else? Even in the midfield, right? Even in defense, right? I have to say this, man like Ronald Araujo, even he showed out in the game, right? He absolutely cooked in that game. And look, I'm gonna be very honest, man. I was very much impressed with how we played. But how did you feel about the game,
man? I think it was a good game from start to finish. I mean, chances were flowing in. The one player that impressed me the most was Fermin López. Got his start against Como in the Joan Gamper, and he took his chance really well because I believe Dani Olmo is still injured. So
yeah,
I was impressed by Fermin López the most because there were rumors of him leaving because of the beef of him and Gavi and their girlfriends, but Fermin López, I thought, was brilliant. I mean, took his goals really well. And there was some Barca fans in his fan base on Twitter that wanted him sold, which is ridiculous to me because why would we sell Fermin López when he's really one of our – I don't think he's one of our top goal scorers behind Lewandowski and, like, Rafinha, but I don't see the whole reason to sell Fermin López. Who else impressed me other than, like, Fermin, Yamal? Rashford with that terrible miss, but he's getting there. I think Rashford's going to impress me as well, but that miss, though, that miss – That was a terrible miss by Marcus Rashford. Let me see. Who else impressed? I mean, Araujo. Now, you did say Araujo was looking really well. I agree. because the loss of Inigo Martinez has pretty much confirmed Araujo or Christensen as starters. But the one thing I was more impressed was Cubarsí at left center back, because that suits him more well than him at right center back. Because think about it this way: Cubarsí at left center back just makes more sense. Doesn't it make more sense to have Cubarsí at left center back than right center back? Don't you think?
I mean, to be fair, I think that he does, because he's a left-footed center back. You feel me, right? So I feel like, yeah, he does. It does fit him very, very well. Look, I'll be honest with you, right? I was very impressed, like you mentioned, by Araujo, right? Because usually when we were looking at the defense, we're like, okay, who is going to be the guy who's going to be keeping the the players on side, right? Everyone was kind of looking at Araujo. I was very impressed. Araujo was, he was very, very quick. He could see, you could tell like he was looking at where the line was all the time, right? Every time he was moving, he was trying to make sure he was standing near the line, in and around the line, to make sure to where the other players were. All right, and you even saw it, right? The winger that Como had, he was getting frustrated. He was getting really, really frustrated as the game was going on, because at the end of the day, he couldn't. He every single time he was being cut offside, right? But for me, that first half is where we did most of the damage, right? Obviously, from the start, the news came out of Olmo's injury, another muscle injury. Like we're gonna talk about Olmo later, right?
Oh man,
muscle injury. Fermin came on in his place, and Fermin absolutely cooked. He scored a brace. And look, I've always said this, right? At the end of the day, when it comes to Barcelona, right? Your position is not safe. If you're not available, you're going to lose your position. You understand what I mean, right? It doesn't matter how talented you are. You can have all the talent in the world. If you are not playing, it's a different story. You understand what I mean, right? And Fermin came on and did a great job. Shout out even guys like Rafinha, who didn't really, I wouldn't necessarily say he had a great game. I don't think he did. I don't think he had a great game. However, the important thing about Rafinha is, I said it before, if he doesn't have great games and he still gets goals and assists, I'll take it. Because what I need is for him to just turn up in any way, shape, or form. Either you turn up by becoming the best player, or you turn up by being a menace in front of goal. You understand what I mean, right?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Be a menace in front of goal. That's what I need from you. You understand what I mean, right? And he took his opportunity, he scored, and he got an assist. Yeah. So in the end, it was a poor game from him all around. But a goal and assist in a poor game I would take that every single week if you give me that. Exactly. You understand what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Right? And Yamal, you can see like in the game, Yamal, he was just like, he didn't really look like he was up for it. You feel me, right? He was like, it's just a friendly. I can do whatever I want. And you could see that's how he was playing, bro. He was absolutely cooking Alex Valle in that game. Alex Valle was getting violated, bro, by flipping Yamal, bro.
That must have been the reason why we sold him, because the way Yamal was just cooking him, like, I don't know how many times Valle was getting cooked, but there must have been a logical reason why we sold him to Como, because he was getting destroyed by Yamal. Good grief.
No, he was.
And yeah, no one's position is safe. I've said it like a couple of times. Your position is going to be in danger. You're not safe. It doesn't matter if you're a good player or not. Your position is in danger. The only player I can say right now that's not in danger, excluding Yamal because no one's taking a spot, is Pedri, because Pedri will give you at least a 7 or 8 out of 10 performance with or without goals and assists. And there is no one that can bench Pedri. I mean, anytime Pedri is playing, he does not have a bad game. 7, 8 out of 10 performance, and he will not be benched. So everybody else position, it's in danger because, like I said, Rafinha is not a guaranteed starter, but he's putting out like 8 or 9 out of 10 performances with his goals and assists, stepping up in big moments. Lewandowski, he's putting goals up here and there, but his position might be in danger. Yamal, he's not in danger, but maybe he could be if it gets to his head. Let me think. Balde could be in danger, but with the improvement that Balde had under Hansi Flick, I don't see him in danger.
Right.
Cubarsí is not in danger as far as I know, but around the end of the season, he looked like a little bit shaky, and then I was worried about him in this preseason, so maybe he might be in danger of his position. I'm not sure. The other center back position, it's up for grabs between Araujo and Christensen. And as for Koundé, I mean, he's not getting benched anytime soon. Unless he is late, he's not getting benched. And as for the goalkeeper spot, I mean, Joan Garcia is guaranteed to start it because Szczesny is the backup. Inaki Peña is on his way out, and Ter Stegen is is out for like God knows how long. So no one is guaranteed.
Ter Stegen is in the chat right now. He clearly is trying to get my attention. But listen, Ter Stegen, how about you worry about getting recovered and getting the fuck out of my club?
This guy, that's not even Ter Stegen. That's the thing.
I know it's not him, but don't worry, man. He can keep.
But like I said, no one's a guaranteed starter. I mean, Inaki Peña was the starting keeper when Ter Stegen got injured, and I was wondering why we signed Szczesny if he's going to be on the bench. And like when Inaki Peña was late and Szczesny started, and we were going unbeaten. Inaki Peña pretty much lost he lost the spot in the starting 11. Pretty much guaranteed him an exit. And look, Peña's been good, but he's not good enough for the club. He did a decent job filling in for Ter Stegen, but he's not good enough. So, like I said, you're not a guaranteed starter, and that's why Peña's gone. But like I said, half of these players are going to be in danger of losing their starting spot. And I'm going to say this right now: the one player I think is in danger of losing a spot is people might call me crazy, but I think Frankie de Jong. I think Frankie de Jong might be in danger because look. He was brilliant. He proved all of us Barca fans wrong, but like he hasn't renewed his contract yet, and it's started to concern me. Like, if you're not going to renew your contract, Frankie, with all due respect, you're a great player, but if you can't renew your contract, then maybe we should just move on from you. And him and Pedri are doing the same thing, and you can't have that in those two. I mean, sure, every time those two start together and we're always winning games, that's great, but like there's times where I don't see Frankie pressing or tracking back, and Pedri has to do all the dirty work. And anytime I see Casado starting alongside Pedri, I see Casado tracking back, pressing, and helping the team defend. And Frankie de Jong, he's not doing that, but he's still doing his job. So I think Frankie de Jong he's in danger. I think Frankie
de Jong was the best midfielder out of him and Pedri, if I'm going to be honest. I think in the game in the Joan Gamper, I think de Jong for me did more than Pedri. Pedri was really quiet in that game. We're going to be honest. He was very quiet in that game, right? Look, when it comes to the play, by the way, guys, before I continue, I need to say this, guys. I have 109 people in here, and I'm only on 10 likes.
Come on.
What kind of conversion rate is this? I have never seen like, bro. The level of conversion rate is actually ridiculous. How are you guys? I know you guys are enjoying the stream, bro. 110 people in here. And we only have 10 likes in this chat, bro. 10.
Right.
So there's 100 people in here that haven't liked the video yet. 100 people. Crazy, man. This is unbelievable, man. Come on, guys, smash the likes, man. Come on, smash the like. But look, for me, I think the one that impressed me out of the two was Frankie de Jong. I'm not saying Frankie de Jong had a great game, but you could see like he was up for the scrap. He was doing his thing, right? Pedri was really quiet for most of that game. You feel me, right? But listen, I'm not going to hold it on him. Preseason, it doesn't matter. I'm not worried about you turning up on preseason. Turn up when the season starts. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Right? And when you look at like Eric Garcia, who played out in right back, he started at right back. Look, I get it. He's going to be the one playing right back alongside Kunde, right? Not a fan of it, but listen, Flick is going to do what he has to do. Apparently, he's going to play Gerard Martin as a defender.
As a left center back? Oh.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's the bro. We don't have any more center backs. What are we going to do, right? Rashford, he had a terrible miss, but he got an assist, right? I'll give him that. The guy got an assist. I'm not going to be coming out here attacking, being negative all the time. You feel me, right? The guy got an assist, right? However, that was a terrible miss, and I'm just hoping that at the end of the day, he can learn from it and get better. Ferran Torres came on. He also made a howler. People forget about his miss as well. That was a terrible miss from him. Terrible miss.
You cannot
do better, right? But Joan Garcia for me was the one that impressed me because after we were 5-0 up, you could see the team was beginning to relax. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And we were just cooking after that.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Joan Garcia was brilliant. I mean, I'm just so glad we have a keeper that is not afraid to make a save, and he is coming out of his box and punching the ball with his eyes open, not closed, That's the issue. Now, we finally have a real goalkeeper because I have been seeing there's a one certain Barca fan, Abdullah FCB, said he's happy he's got Joan Garcia, but we could have gotten this demon and Donnarumma. And look, I think Donnarumma's a fantastic.
No, it coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Huh?
I said could have, would have, should have. Like we could sit here and play that game of oh yeah. But this is the thing, Donnarumma's departure, no one saw it coming. Did
Nobody
anyone
did.
see him leaving? The guy just got up 1 week and said, all right, man, I'm out of here.
Yeah, and look, I
right.
think Donnarumma's a fantastic keeper, but like the guy is on like 200K. His wages are just how do I say it? He's on like 200K. Dude, his wages are crazy. There is no way we can afford his wages because we're already having problems with our wage bill. So why would we add another player that has crazy wages? I don't understand.
Facts, man. Get the likes up, guys. Get the likes.
Come on, get those likes up. Oh my goodness gracious!
I mean, listen. I mean, look. For me, Barcelona need to just continue to do their thing. And look, one thing I would say that impressed me the most is the fact that we're still scoring goals. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah, but
because look, our defense is gonna be our weakest link,
and we have to. It has to. Our defense is always our weakest link. I mean, sure, we already improved our defense, but we need our defense to be strong because we can't have a weak defense in the Champions League again, like we did against Inter. So we got to fix up and defensively.
I mean, bro. If you look at the way our defense is looking right now. Are you? Do you have any hope? Because I don't. Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, what can we do? There's nothing we can do. You feel me, right? We're not gonna get any defenders at the start of the season. We're just gonna hope that maybe Araujo learns how to play in the high line. Because here's the thing with Araujo. I think Araujo as just a defender, he's one of the best defenders. He can tackle. Like you saw when he was doing his tackling was incredible, right? He can defend. The problem with Araujo is when you ask him to do other stuff, when you're asking him to pass the ball, right? Dribble, hold on to the ball, when to go forward, stay on the high line. That's when Araujo starts to struggle.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean, right? But if he could learn the high line, I think just as a difference. That's why I've always said this about, I've said this before when it comes to Araujo, right? Araujo is the kind of defender who can play in, he's the kind of defender, he would kill it at Serie A. If he was in Serie A, he would be one of the best defenders in the world. Because over there, they don't try to tell you, oh, play high line, no, they to play past the ball. No, they're just like, bro, just defend. Just defend. Just tackle. When you see the ball, tackle. That's always we want from you, right? And that's the thing. Yeah.
I think the only player who's already perfected the offside trap, but he's always getting injured is Andreas Christensen, because against Valladolid when we won 2-1, Andreas Christensen perfected the offside trap with the snap of the fingers. I mean, I saw one of the Valladolid players go offside, and I'm like, wow, Andreas Christensen perfected the offside trap. And you know what makes Christensen a great defender? It's not his tackling or his physicality. It's his brain, his IQ. I think if Andreas Christensen stays fit, yes, if he stays fit, and if Araujo does not adapt to the offside trap really well, but Andreas Christensen ends up starting, like, let's say one game, and we play a high line, and if Christensen adapts really well, I think Christensen could be one of our most important defenders.
I think Christensen, if he is fit for the rest of the season, will be our best defender.
He is, because what makes Christensen a great defender is, like I said, his brain. He is really good at adapting to the offside trap. Like I said, against Valladolid, they were caught offside a couple of times, and Andreas Christensen knew what he had to do. So if Christensen stays fit and Araujo struggles, I think Christensen might be our starting center back alongside Kubarsi if he can stay fit, because the guy has IQ. His IQ is incredible.
Yeah, most definitely.
And Araujo, like I said, he's a good defender, but like he does not have any IQ, because if you have him adapt to like the high line, he's gonna struggle. But as a regular defender, like no passing, just defend, he's one of the best in the world.
No, interesting. I mean, listen, we'll definitely see what happens. We'll see what happens. Whatever happens in the end, we'll take it. But look, so let me ask you this now, right?
Is the others coming?
Huh?
Is the others on their way, or what's going on?
I don't know yet. I haven't heard from any of them, but we'll see what happens. But let's just continue. Anyway, look, I want to talk about some other stuff. Now, obviously the season is starting this weekend.
In 3 days. Oh my goodness gracious.
3 days, bro. We're back in La Liga, right? The one thing I would say, for me, the positives that I will take going into the first opening game is clearly our attack is still doing its job.
Mm-hmm.
We're still scoring goals, and we're not just scoring 1 or 2, but we are scoring a lot of goals. Right? We're putting like 3, 4, 5 goals every single game, right? that is good news when you think about the fact that our defense is going to be a problem this season. So if we can outscore other teams, I'll take it. Listen, I know people always like to say, oh, yeah, good defense wins you Champions League and all that. But look, man, I've seen Real Madrid, right? When they won the Champions League in 2022, they were leaking goals, but they was just scoring more goals. They were scoring clutch moments, clutch goals. You feel me, right?
Oh yeah, I
And
mean they score clutch goals, and their keeper and Courtois would always bail them out.
exactly, and that's why I said for me, if we can have a Joan Garcia that can save us in big moments, we will have no problems. You understand what I mean, right? Because anything can happen, man. Football is a humble. Anything can happen. We could go on to win. We could go on to win the Champions League this season if Joan Garcia ends up cooking the season. You never know.
I mean,
You understand what
in
I mean?
2022, Madrid, not only did Madrid get dominated like so many times, they had individual brilliant moments from like obviously Benzema, but also Courtois bailing them out. So that is a big factor for Joan Garcia. Can he be that goalkeeper to bail us out in the big games? Because we all know that Ter Stegen cannot do that. Inaki Pena, I mean, he barely played. And Szczesny, he did a good job, but against Inter Milan, he couldn't do anything because against Inter, our defense was we're just wide stretched out. So yeah. Can Joan Garcia bail us out? Let's see.
Yo, listen, big up to man like Barça Volume, bro. Appreciate you for turning up.
How's
like
it going,
that.
guys?
I love it. Listen, that shirt is looking pretty nice. I'm trying to get that one. I got you see I got the Kobe one right here. You know I got the Kobe one, right? That's the next one. Yo, he even got the Yamal on the back.
That's a Yamal, bro. Look.
Man got the Yamal on the back.
You got the New Jersey. Hey,
listen. No.
I'm gonna wear it in reverse after every Lamine Yamal masterclass. I'm just gonna wear it on reverse in my shows.
Yeah, bro, don't worry about it. Listen. Let me tell you something, bro. The shop where I got the shirts, right? They have these, but they don't have none that my size, bro. They don't have ones that are bigger, too big or too small. I'm like, bro, can you please just get one for my size? So they're like, okay, don't worry about it. We'll do our thing. But listen, appreciate you for turning up. Don't worry, this is not going to be a long show like your other ones is going to be, right?
No.
Obviously, this is a big one. Now, obviously, before you came in, we were just talking about the preseason game against FC Como, right? Amazing performance. 5-star performance. 5 goals, clean sheet, right? I was very impressed. I mentioned the players that impressed me the most. Obviously, Lamine cooked. Fermin cooked. But in the back, I got to give credit to man like Joan Garcia, bro. Look, man, like, dude, do you know how much of a breath of fresh air it feels, man, to know that we have a keeper, bro? I don't have to worry about my keeper potentially costing me. Right?
Oh, tell me about it.
That feeling is like it's like crack to me. It's like, bro, I need that, bro. When I look at Courtois saving these guys, bro, I need that in my team, right?
We need it. We need it.
Yeah, Ronald Araujo. Listen, Abs. I sent you the link to Abs. Abs has not been. I'm not. Where's Abs? Abs, no, you've never missed the Culers Culture, bro. Where are you, bro? Come answer for your crimes, bro. You be always talking shit about Araujo, but you don't want to come in. When Araujo plays well, bro, I wanted to see you, man. But Araujo, for me, was the best center back in the game, right? I was impressed with how he was like keeping the line. You could see like he was learning. I'm like, listen, amazing, right? I want Araujo to do well. We all want Araujo to do well. We don't want these players to be shit. You feel me, right? But yeah, Frankie De Jong for me was for me out of him and Pedri. I feel like Pedri was really quiet in the game against Como, but De Jong did well in the first half. Fermin, amazing, right? Came in for Olmo, who we will talk about because we need to get into the Olmo's talk, right? But Yamal, bro, he was just playing with his food. Alex Valle had the game. He had the worst game of his life, bro. Yamal was just playing with his food in that game. And obviously, Rafinha didn't really play well, but a goal and assist. So it doesn't really matter. You feel me, right? If you can be shit, if you can have a poor game like that and get a goal and assist, I'll take it every single game, right? But listen, Barça, talk to me, bro. How did you feel about that performance?
Dude, I like the way you started with the Joan Garcia thing. Honestly, like it was so great to see him. A lot of people were saying, great saves and all that. But the one thing that not many people were talking about is something I made on my tactical video because, dude, his long passes are just insanely accurate. And I am just like, I made a video, like a tactical video, but then I pinned another video that I made, and on that video, that was maybe about 2.5 months when it was the Here We Go,
Yeah.
basically Joan Garcia to Barcelona. I made a video and I titled it Flick's New Weapon. And when I meant new weapon, I didn't mean just the saves. I didn't mean just just build that
I
play
already
from
get
from
glasses.
Joan Garcia. I meant like progression passes, bro, and the way that he always did this with Espanol, by the way, when he
Mm.
just literally picking out the ball from his own little box and just a long pass all the way down to Rafinha, all the way down to Rashford, all the way down to Lamine Yamal. Dude, he's literally skipping two lines and just bringing the ball all the way to the final third. And that's exactly what he did with Rashford. Now, I'm getting to Rashford. He picks up the ball for the third time in the middle of the field,
Yep.
literally in the middle of
Yep.
the field.
I'm
Mhm.
getting my
Gives it
glasses
gives it
soon,
to
guys.
to Eric Garcia, right? Eric Garcia to Fermin, and he just sprints down the sideline. So creates that goal because he gets the assist to Rafinha. But that's literally the
It
third
started. It
goal
started from
that
him.
he
It all
that's the
started from
that's
him.
the third goal that he created for Barca, that he literally picked up the ball in the middle of the field. That's how much running around he's doing at his Barcelona team. That dude, that's incredible for Rashford, who's barely just
Yeah.
got here like 2 hours ago, and he's already
Yes.
like created 3 goals in this preseason game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those were kind of like my small takeaways. But now that to your Araujo point, Araujo did seem to me that he had a big point of emphasis to come out and eat the field, bro. That's how we say it in Spanish. You just go out there and eat the field. Like you just want to go after every single ball. You want to go after every single chance you get. He was sliding, slide tackles. He was just putting his body out people, it being forced on the defense as well as aerial duels as well, getting his headers on and everything. Dude, all the way around, Araujo, it seems to me that he's trying to get this spot and not
Mhm.
let it go for next season.
And
Nah, bro, and
he
that's
needs to
what
keep
we
it.
need. That is what we need, bro. When I watched this game, I'm telling you right now, Barca Volume, when I was watching this game and I was seeing Joan Garcia making the save he was making, right? Dude, do you know how, like, it took me a step back. I was like, dude, I missed this. Do you guys understand how this feels? Because we were winning, we were dominating, and you could have just put the foot off the gas. But John Garcia said, no, 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 no. I need my clean sheet. I'm not trying to concede. I'll concede to Como. No, no, I'm good.
Mhm.
I'm good. You feel me, right? I like that even in a game where we're dominating, John Garcia is getting tested and he's passing. You understand what I mean, right? Because that
Yeah.
shows me that you are always locked in. Up here, you're always locked in. Even when we're winning, even when we're dominating, you're thinking about your job. You're thinking about, hey, listen, man, the attackers can do their job. When I get a chance, I'm not conceding, bro. You feel me, right? I'm
No,
gonna
I
be
feel
the
you.
best goalkeeper in the world. I'm winning the golden glove this season in Europe and in Germany. I'm trying to get in that Spain team. I'm trying to take Unai Simon out of that first team.
and that's why
You
he
feel me,
signed
right?
for us.
No, I'm telling you, bro. Because think about it. If Joan Garcia cooks this season, let's say in the Liga, the Champions League, bro, there will be conversations. Especially if
Yeah.
Unai Simons is continuing to concede goals like he is. Because look at Bilbao, they're leaking goals left, right, and center, bro.
I mean,
You feel me,
Bilbao
right?
have a terrible defense.
But yeah, NJ, big up to you, man. You say you weren't joining, but here you are, man. Big up to my
Yeah,
guy NJ, man.
it's good, man. How are you?
Yeah, listen, man. Obviously, we're just talking about the game. What did you think about the performance, man?
To be fair, the game was actually good. To be fair, when I was watching it, like the way they were controlling the ball and over that, Andreas Christensen was so good at reading the offside trap for sure. Like, yeah, he's so good. Yeah, if he's healthy, like that's the thing. That's the thing about him though. Like if he's injury prone, but if he fully plays healthy this season, maybe like miss like 5 games, he will be the best center back we have this season beside Kubarsi. But then Frankie De Jong, yeah, the old Frankie De Jong came back now. He's there now.
Mhm.
Yamal, it's not really a surprise, it's Yamal anyway. So there's no really no explanation about him. I feel like what do you call this, Dani Olmo? I don't know. It's kind of half and half with Dani Olmo, to be fair.
Mhm.
Then Eric Garcia, she just shows you that he can play multiple roles. He's Mister. He knows how to play the role correctly, even though that's not his main role. With John Garcia, bro, I feel like he could end up being the best goalkeeper we have in history. I'm sorry about this, and Andoni, bro. But I feel like he's gonna be the best, right? In the future, if it goes up and up for him. But yeah, I feel like he's gonna be the best one. Because again, with younger, yeah, he's actually a good player. It's just that he couldn't showcase it last week because it's Espanol, right? Because majority of the time, the ball was on the enemy and the opponent's position. But now that he plays for Barcelona, he showed that he can do the long range passes. He can save. His reflexes are so quick. Like, okay, I'm like, yeah, I feel like we have someone for the long run.
Oh, we do.
And, oh yeah, and also I won't be surprised. He could surpass Valdez, Ter Stegen, and Andoni in the future, man. If he,
He's already surpassed Ter Stegen. Let's not be silly here.
for sure, why not?
Yeah. We're
So
gonna.
why not?
He's always gonna be catching strays. It is what it is.
Then I would
Wait,
say,
wait, wait. What did you say?
yeah,
No, I
yeah,
say it's just gonna always. He's always gonna catch strays, man. Like
yeah,
they're
for sure.
taking now.
I didn't even get a chance to do my crash out on him, but we'll worry about that later.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
but younger, yeah, he could be the best goalkeeper we have in our history, man. And if it goes well, yeah.
hey, listen, man, we can only dream. But listen, guys, I do want to talk about something, right, in regard of the game. I'm gonna start with you, Volume, right, because you're actually someone that covers the news a lot, right, bro?
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm a big fan of Dani Olmo, right? I have been singing this guy's praises the whole of last season. Whenever I'm on shows with you, when I'm here, when I'm on the show with Football Carnage, we always talk about Olmo, and I think he's a great player, right? When he's on the pitch, he changes. Like you can see, he brings something in this team. From the moment he's coming, right, he quickly adapted, and he's clearly a player that is important in the flick system. But honestly, almost injury record, his injury proneness is really worrying me because he's only played 3 preseason games and already they're saying he's got muscle overload. I'm like, bro, this is what worries me about Olmo, because you can have all the talent in the world, but you need to be available for us to see that talent. You can't just be the talent on the hospital bed. You feel me, right?
Mm-hmm.
This worries me. This worries. And you know what's funny, right? Barcelona. When we signed Olmo, I still have the video on my channel. It's one of my earliest videos last season. You can go and check. When we signed Olmo, I put pros and cons of signing Dani Olmo. And the one thing I used on Olmo's cons was his injury record. I said, bro, the only reason this guy is not going to do well at the club is because he's not going to be available for most of the time this season. You understand what I mean, right?
Mhm.
That's the only reason. Because I feel like if he plays, he will cook. But will he play? And every time he's played last season, he was cooking until he wasn't playing, because he was playing like 2-3 games and he was getting benched.
Right.
Because apparently his muscles are bothering him. It's like, bro, how can you rely on a player like that who you has moments of turning on and turning off? But what does this worry you like it worries me when it comes to Olmo? The fact that we can't rely on this guy at all.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be so worried about you as much as you are, because honestly, dude, we have Fermin López, and that's the way he's being balling out right now, dude. That's insane, bro. This last couple of games, not just the last couple of games, but also the way he finished out the season, including that goal against Real Madrid. To me, that was insane. I think, in my opinion, I just feel like Real Madrid is in a big trouble, because when it's not Dani Olmo, it's gonna be Fermin. When it's not Fermin, it's gonna be Dani Olmo. So at the end of the day, it's like pick your poison type of thing. So we have a big good problem, is what I call it. It's
a good problem to have. I hear you.
Because we don't know who to pick between Fermin López and Olmo. When Olmo's healthy, Olmo looks like the better player. But when Olmo gets injured, Fermin comes in and it does some things on the field that makes you wonder, how come this player hasn't been playing all season last season? The way that he scored those last 2 goals, the way he finished up the season last year, you start to wonder what would have happened to Fermin López if Dani Olmo didn't come to Barcelona, because Dani Olmo was an emergency signing. He wasn't really like a number 1 option. We knew that we can count on Fermin. We knew that Fermin was the guy. But some way, somehow, this tenure, this Laporta office and Deco, they feel like they needed to splash something at us in the form of Dani Olmo, and that's how it was. But it kind of slowed down the growth of one Fermin López, and you can see it on his game right now. The kind of touch, the kind of silky moves that he does on the field. Whether you're pressing him, he'll try to cut you out and take a shot. When you give him space, he'll take advantage of it. So right now, I think that who should be really worried about should be Real Madrid, because Real Madrid doesn't have a creative midfielder to kind of get the ball to that final third where they really need to. And to me, I think now Arda Güler's probably that guy they're trying to build him up to be that person. But I think that right now Barcelona has two prolific number 10s that doesn't even know who to start. And guess what? During the season, if it was up to me, I'm gonna start on. If I'm gonna start on Saturday, I'm starting Fermin. And if something is we're trouble in the second half, we have Dani Olmo to bring in. And I know you brought up his injury status and stuff. To my understanding, it was a precautionary thing. I think he was practicing yesterday, so I'm expecting Dani Olmo to be fully back to start the season. And probably not going to start. We're probably going to ease him back and have Fermin López to start, because we need to give Fermin López the benefit of the doubt here, because I'm a strong believer in availability is your best ability. And,
bro,
and
don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Volume. I love it. Don't get it twisted. I want Fermin López to want to take Dani Olmo's place. You understand what I mean, right? I'm more focused. Like, this is the thing with Barcelona, right? At the end of the day, at a club like Barca, your position should never feel like you're comfortable in your position. You always need to feel like, oh shit, this guy is right there. He's right there. You get injured, you are in bad form. He's right there. He's literally right there to take your place, all right? And that's what I want from me, because you're right. Look, when we signed Olmo last season, right? I wasn't against the deal, because I was like, you know what? I like Olmo. I think Olmo will improve the team. You understand what I mean, right? And to have Fermin and Olmo in the team, it's cool. You feel me, right? Because if Olmo doesn't play, Fermin can kind of look at that and say, okay, well, you signed this guy to be my competition. No problem. I'll show you I'm better than this guy. You understand what I mean, right? And this is the thing. You mentioned it. His injury record, doesn't matter how good he is. If you're not available and Fermin López keeps cooking, I'm sorry, bro, you're going to have to hold bench. Because you can't just come in and expect that every time you fit, your position is safe. No, bro. Fermin is taking, if she's showing it. Remember when I used this analogy during the game, the Barca volume, where I came out and I said, bro, this reminds me so much of the issue at Real Madrid when they had Kaká, and they signed Kaká. He was the big money signing, right? Ozil was supposed to be playing as a cover for Kaká. People forget that was the reason why Ozil was signed. He was supposed to be his cover. But the problem is, Kaká started having injuries. Right? And then Ozil was coming in on his position. I was putting assist after assist after assist. I put like 20, 30 assists. Eventually, Kaká lost his place. It didn't matter how good Kaká was, bro. You were not available.
Yeah. What a shame.
Isn't Olmo injured right now?
He's off
He's got fitness issues. It's fitness issues. It's not necessarily
50-50. Not really like injured.
I don't even know if Olmo's going to be available for Saturday, but like I said, so Real Madrid,
I think he is. I think he's available.
He will be, but in the bench though.
He was on the bench.
Real Madrid still have problems.
Huh?
Yeah.
They have problems in the midfield, right? Don't they?
So my understanding is that Dani Olmo rested for the Joan Gamper to be ready for the start of the season.
He should be
but
all right.
I think we're still starting. I think we're going to be starting Fermin López. I'm going to be surprised.
We should. He should
be Fermin.
He should start. I'm sorry. He should start. He
has to start.
He has to start. I mean, if you play like you played in the game, I'm sorry, man. You should be rewarded with a start. And that's the thing with Olmo. If he's having fitness issues, then don't push it. You feel me, right? Don't
take
push
your time. Make sure you're back.
Yeah, exactly, right. We can have him on the bench and do his job. But listen, guys, I want to move on.
There's like 60 games in a year anyway, so he should be fine.
Yeah, but listen, I do want to move on very quickly because, like I mentioned, I don't want to be here for too long. Now, I want to ask you guys, right? You guys have seen the news that's been coming out of Barcelona and in La Liga the past 48, 72 hours, right? The talk that apparently we're going to be playing one of Villarreal versus Barcelona.
Yeah.
It's going to be played in Miami. Now, before I let you guys have your say, let me say this. It's easy for people to just talk shit about it and say, shit on it. However, I want to look at this from a fan's point of view, but also from the club's point of view. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's be clear here. The fact that Barca are playing a league match in the United States it's going to generate a lot of revenue for Barca. Barca
Yes.
going to get
Barca
paid.
and Villarreal too.
Barca and Villarreal and La Liga are all going to get paid to have this match over there in Miami.
Wow.
And we know, because we know our finances right now, Barcelona are trying anything and everything to get as much money in their pockets as they can to be able to bring in, to be able to get out of this financial situation and basically get back to financial safety, right? Regularness, right? Within next year. That's the idea, right? So for the clubs, in the club's eyes, I see why they're doing this, right?
Yeah.
For the clubs, right? I get it, right? They're trying to generate revenue. When I look at this from the fans' point of view, they're the ones I actually feel bad for. You understand what I mean, right? Because if you are a season-going fan, you live in Barcelona or you live in Villarreal, and you have a season ticket to go and watch your club. Who has the money to go out and spend money and go fly all the way to Miami to go and watch one game of La Liga game and then go back to Spain? You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
That is for me where I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I am a fan of this, but if it generates the club money, I guess we have no choice. You understand what I mean, right? Because at the end of the day, I want the club to be in a financially good place. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
But I want to ask every single one of you guys.
Okay.
What is your honest thoughts of La Liga trying to push league games to another country? Because that's another thing I find very weird. But a league competition is supposed to be played in the country where the league is being played. Why are we playing league matches in other nations? You understand what I mean, right? But talk to me, man.
All right, so I'll get started. Like in my opinion, I think it's something new. Every time somebody does something new, people are going to be a little upset, and people are going to have their opinions, and people are going to have they're gonna have their thing, right? They're gonna have saying that they're gonna, oh, this is not good for the league, this is not good for this, not good for that. They're gonna say a lot of stuff. Okay, I get it. But this is good for the league. I genuinely think that this is good for the league. As long as the two teams are in agreement, I think that's all that should matter. So Real Madrid is literally upset and throwing a temper tantrum because Villarreal wants to go play their home game in the USA. That's essentially what's going on. I think it's pretty pathetic, to say the least, because it's okay for Real Madrid to say we're not going to go over there, we're not going to do it. But the fact that they think that the integrity of the league is being damaged by playing a game in the USA, that doesn't make any sense to me. Especially, one thing I do like about this game is it the last game before the Christmas break. So players are going to have 2 to 3 weeks off after this game. So they are going to have to travel to the USA for that game. They're going to play against Villarreal, but in their flight back, they're either heading straight home, they're taking a flight straight home, or taking a flight back to Barcelona, and then from Barcelona they're going back home. So it's not a big deal. So I the way I see it, it's a way to make money. That's one. It's a way to bring the game to fans internationally. So in my opinion, so I'm a fan in the USA. So to me, the fact that Barcelona can play an official match here in the USA speaks volumes, and it speaks the fact that they also care about the fans internationally, not just the fans. Because I always said this. I talked to my brother because he's a Real Madrid fan, and I always tell him, like, you know what would be so fun if one day they bring like an actual Real Madrid Barcelona game back to the USA, and like so we can get to
a
watch
competitive game, like
a
La Liga
competitive game, not just as friendly matches they play during the off season or whatever, but an official game, El Clásico game, dude. That would be so cool. And I know, right? There's more antics that go with it, like for example, like ticket sales, food sales, and just sales in general are a big deal. Plus home field advantage. These games do decide who wins the league at the end of the day. So, like between Barcelona and Real Madrid, how many points were there? Was it 4? Was it 5? Somewhere around there. And how many games did they play between each other? They played 6 points. So whoever wins these matches is extremely important. So I get that. So not playing the classical games, but I mean in this game like this, and they're trying to paint the narrative that the league is doing this for Barcelona because Villarreal is a tough place to play, but we haven't lost there since
Bro,
2007.
we
by the
won
way.
there last
Yeah, I
season.
know.
We beat them
Last
5-1 in their
season,
stadium.
last-
We literally beat them 5-1. Come on,
5-1
now.
last game, and we haven't lost in that stadium since 2007. We actually lost at home to
We've lost
Villarreal.
more games at home against Villarreal than we've lost in
Villarreal
their
has
stadium.
a
The
better.
reason we lost at home is because
Dude,
guess who
that's
was in
how-
goal?
That's
No,
how
it doesn't
ridiculous.
matter. I mean,
That's
like,
how
the
ridiculous
fact that
this
we've
sounds.
lost.
Villarreal actually has a better chance of beating Barça
At their
in
stadium.
USA soil, bro. That's
Bro,
just what I'm saying.
you know what's funny about the volume? I think in the last, I would say 5 years, we've lost to them twice in our home stadium.
Yeah.
Than
We have not
when
beaten
we've
them at
actually
home
lost
since.
in their stadium.
Just
So
twice.
clearly we clearly fight. Clearly their stadium is like our second home. You understand what I mean, right? And we
Yeah.
battered them there. Look, listen. Here's the thing. This is why I am not completely against it. Because here's the thing, right? Look, don't get it twisted. You mentioned it. At the end of the day, Real Madrid can say whatever they want. Let's be clear here.
Yeah.
If Florentino Perez was offered, let's say he was offered. Imagine Barca Volume. They
Mhm.
offered him 100 million to go and do a one La Liga game. 100 million, 150 or 200 million. You know what they were getting paid for one win, right? Imagine just an invitation to go and
Yeah.
play one league game in America. You're telling me Florentino Perez will say no. This is the same guy who tried to do the Super League. What is this guy talking about?
Yeah.
You're the same guy who tried to do Super League because they threw money at your face. Like,
Yeah.
respectfully, don't be a hypocrite. You
Yeah.
understand what I mean, right? Don't be a hypocrite. Because I'm sorry, you can tell some things are very hypocritical. Now, here's the thing, right? When it comes to Tebas, sometimes when he does things, I don't trust this brother.
Me neither.
Do you understand what I mean, right? I
Oh, I
don't trust it
understand.
because 1 minute he can do something and you think, okay, he's doing what's best for the league. But it's like, okay, what is he actually gaining from this? Because he's not just doing what is good for the league. He's gaining something out of this personally. You understand what I mean, right?
Mhm.
Because when he doesn't gain anything, because that's the same thing with this Club World Cup. The reason why he was shitting on the Club World Cup is because, let's be honest, the league wasn't benefiting from what the clubs were making. You understand what I mean, right? The
Yeah.
clubs that were participating, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid. You understand what I mean, right? Those were the clubs that were benefiting from participating in the Club World Cup, not La Liga or Tebas. You understand what I mean, right?
Mhm.
This whole situation right here, right? He's got the only ones who are benefiting is Barca, Villarreal, and La Liga. That's why La Liga approved it. You understand what I mean, right? But
Mhm.
listen, look, man, I'm not. I don't know much about this. Here, I'm like, okay, listen, I'll just give it an opportunity. Who knows? Maybe at the end of the day, it could go well. You understand what I mean, right? But we'll see what happens. But NJ, what do you think about this fact that we're playing a La Liga game potentially outside of La Liga?
Uh, when you look at it, it's not really that, but it's only one game anyways, right? And plus, as what Miguel said, it's in the end of the month, right? Of December,
Mhm.
for a holiday, so it's not really that bad. Come on, like other leagues does it too, like the NBA, they go to Paris or freaking anywhere just for one game, so it's not really that bad of a game. It's only one game. I don't know why people are getting mad at it.
It's
To
not
me,
people. It's Real Madrid, dude. Real Madrid, and then
yeah.
Unai. Who was that? Unai Simon, who came out and had an interview. Who said who like it hurts the integrity of the game, and it's for the fans, and the fans they want to see the game against Barca, and you're taking that game away and you're putting it somewhere else. And now
I
that
mean,
you
like,
make that, like
yeah.
he makes it okay. So any fan from Athletic Club or Pathetic Club, I should call it.
Yep.
Any fan from that club, I understand it because they are very they're very close-minded, right? In the sense of like they only want to have
Community
Bascos
club.
playing for their club. So I get it. They want to play every home game at home. It's very meaningful to them. I understand that, but that means that they're not going to be interested in going to USA. Like nobody wants to see Athletic Club in the USA. People want to see Barca. People want to see Real Madrid. Maybe Atletico Madrid. But who wants to see Athletic Club play in the USA? So why even have an opinion about you going to USA? Like nobody's bro, nobody's asking you. Nobody's asking. Say, bro.
Hey, listen, man. Listen.
I mean,
It is what it
the
is.
guy asked him though the question.
I mean, listen, man. I let people, bro. I let people bow. Ever since the whole Nico Williams thing, these guys are trying to force like some kind of like beef between us. Like,
And
bro,
rivalry.
like, respectfully, bro, we don't even care anymore. We've already moved on from the Nico Williams thing. We're not even talking to you guys, but you guys still want to just talk about us, man. You're so obsessed with us. You understand what I mean, right?
Oh yeah, man. We're not. This is not even a rivalry between them.
Bro, that's never been a rivalry, man. Respectfully, but yeah, listen, let's talk about it, guys. You see the news been coming out. So basically, the news has come out. I'm sure you've seen it too, Barcelona, right? So
Yeah.
apparently, the news has come out that now La Liga have given the formal approval for the registration of Joan Garcia, and apparently we could be very soon registered in Rashford and Ronnie Baji as well, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. First of all, the Joan Garcia registration, great news, because I feel like out of all the players that we need to register, he's like the most important one. You understand what I mean, right? So
Right.
getting that registration completed, great. But how impressed are you that we were able to like complete the registrations very quickly now, before this opening day of the season?
Yeah, so my understanding is that right now with the Ter Stegen, we're only going to be able to register John Garcia.
Okay,
Not
yeah, that's what I
everybody.
heard too. That's what I heard.
So I think it's John Garcia, maybe Chesney, but the fact that we do have the space, I think we still, from the reports that I'm reading right now, I guess they're saying that they're going to register all the players. So I don't know if it's just John Garcia or all the players, because I've heard two different reports. I still have to see it, but from what I noticed, I mean, I didn't think that John Garcia wasn't going to be registered. So I'm glad that the league was officially have approved Ter Stegen. We have still like 2 days, tomorrow and Friday, to register John Garcia and Marcus Rashford and probably Rooney Bargi. I don't know if Rooney Bargi is a priority right now. Probably not, but I at least if we can have Rashford and John Garcia, that'll be huge. But also don't forget, Chesney and also Gerard Martin has not been registered as of right now.
Like their
So
new contracts.
so Gerard Martin has to be registered. So we have to get more players right now. But I do like the fact that at least we do have the room with the Ter Stegen situation. We have the room to bring in John Garcia, because John Garcia is the big priority right now. So anyone else we can register after that, it's just gravy. But hopefully we can get everyone registered by the Mallorca game. But I do not expect everyone to be registered by then.
But yeah, I mean, for me, I don't expect everyone to be registered too, but I'm just glad that we're able to register at least like the important ones. You feel me, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can get John Garcia, as long as we get him. Everyone else is more like, if we can
Yeah,
get
just
it.
add it to what we already have.
Yeah.
We do want to get Rashford, though. We do want to get him, and hopefully we can.
You think
hopefully-
Rashford, if he register, he's gonna start against Mallorca? Do you see
No,
him
he's not.
starting?
No, I don't expect him to start.
John Garcia should be the main priority to be registered because
So, as I was saying yesterday's show with Jonas, let's say that hypothetically, Rashford and Ferran Torres are back, fully ready to go for Hansi Flick. If I'm Hansi Flick, I'm still going with Ferran Torres, because tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, but Saturday is an important game. It's the tone setter. We need to set up a statement. We need to put on a statement that we will put in the league on notice, right? Real Madrid doesn't have to play until Tuesday, so they get to relax. They get to see back and kind of bounce off of what happens on Saturday.
Don't they
So
play on Sunday?
So what? No, they play on Tuesday. So
they're playing on Tuesday.
Are you sure?
Real Madrid's playing Tuesday. They're not playing this weekend. That's why they played yesterday, because it still gives them a week. It still gives them a week off. So after playing yesterday, they still get a week. So they're gonna get a full week's rest, training and all that, and they play on Tuesday for whatever reason. I'm not sure why they play on Tuesday.
I mean, maybe
they do play on
because I don't get it, man. Like whatever, man. Like nothing.
But what I'm saying to you is, let's say that Rashford and Ferran Torres, we have to go with Ferran Torres, because Ferran Torres is the bigger sample size. He has delivered for the club. We know what he can bring us. We know what he can do with this Barcelona team in La Liga. And at the end of the day, you don't want to throw in, because we don't have Lewandowski. You don't want to put all the responsibility on Marcus Rashford to bring on the goals and have him as a number 9, because you're throwing him into the fire without him.
I'm gonna go
settle down. So we need to have Ferran Torres. We need to have a player who has already been proven with this team, with this Barcelona team, and he's been proven in La Liga as well. He scored so many goals last season. We need to bring him to start off the game, and maybe if push comes to shove, if things are not going great, we're starting Fermin, we're starting Ferran, but in the second half, we've had to bring Olmo to kind of give us that extra burst, and if we have to bring in Rashford in the second half hour, 20 minutes, to bring him the extra burst, to bring in something different, to kind of breaks the backs of Mallorca if they're doing a good job at it. If they're that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna pin their ears back. They're gonna play defense. They're gonna play us on the counters. That's exactly what I'm expecting. But I do expect Dani Olmo, if we're not breaking the back line of Mallorca in this game. So I do expect Olmo and have Rashford coming in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, listen, for me, I feel like that's the out of all the things, right, that's the one that really makes sense the most for me, right? But yeah, Ferran, I mean, listen, when I saw Rashford start, I think that was an experiment, but I think Flick will probably start Ferran in the game, right? Because Ferran, he cooked during preseason, right? He actually played very well in preseason, and he didn't really get an opportunity to really show what he could do in the game against Como. Missed a very good sitter, but listen, I don't really hold too much weight on those things, but starts on Samu from Porto. I mean, he's a good player for Porto, but yeah, I mean, listen, it is what it is. But I mean, look, before we actually go to the final point, right, I want to ask you guys, right, because very quickly, right, and this is, we don't have to spend too much time on this, but I want to talk to you about Ter Stegen, right, guys. You saw the reaction from the fans when he had his talk, right? When he had his say, right? Now, I was very surprised, to be honest, because I feel like in the stadium, they were actually very respectful, right? Now, I'm not saying they should have booed him out of the building, right? However, I was saying like that's how I thought was going to happen because of, how we know Barca fans are, they're vocal, right? The fans in the stadium were very respectful in the end, right? They didn't really shout, they were not booing him. However, I'm sure you were watching the game on the Barcelona website too, Barca Value. And you saw the moment he started talking about. The chat went nuts. They were just like, they were relentless, bro. But how do you feel about his stance right now? Because he's still a captain, right? He's been given the armband back. I guess he got the armband, and now he's like, all right, cool, I'll do whatever I want. All right, I'll sign the paper that you guys want me to do. Just give me the captain. He's like, bro, this is just some petty stuff, man. Like, you're just petty, bro. I've never seen a captain move like you, bro. Like, respectfully. Captains carry themselves a certain way, especially like a Barcelona. We've always had captains that have always carried themselves with respect. This guy, he's just going embarrassing. But for you, right? For you, right? Like, how do you feel about like this whole mess now? Are you just glad like now we don't have to talk about this Ter Stegen thing anymore?
Right.
I'm
I'll be honest. So I already said this on my channel, but I'll say it again. I already let all my venom out of my system with Ter Stegen and the whole situation and what he did, and when I thought what was right for the club, what was right for him to do. I'm one of those people who held him as as a legend to the club. I thought he was a total legend. I thought he's been at the club for 11 years, which is why I'm so outraged, by the way, but the way that he handled everything. But I do understand, right? I do want to put myself in his shoes and what I would have done. I think what really matters in this situation is that we're not asking Ter Stegen to clear up cap space to just register players. We're essentially asking Ter Stegen to clear cap space to sign that paperwork so we can sign his replacement. So if you had a job, it's not going to sit well with it. Let's say that you're my manager, Omar. So you're my manager at this warehouse, and I am hired to be the next manager. But you're currently the man. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, bro. So the company's coming up to you, your CEO, your boss is telling you, hey, Omar, you need to go train Miguel so that he knows what the hell he's doing. And then you're gonna be like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not, you want me to train my replacement? Is that what you want me to do? You want me to train him so that I get replaced? So I get where Ter Stegen is coming from. I do understand why things didn't go the way, and plus, I do also remember that game that he didn't play, and I know that was coming from upstairs. that we didn't want him to play that last game so that he didn't unlock the 3.5 million euro bonus that he had on his contract. So some of these things that you didn't sit well with Ter Stegen. The club also didn't do the right thing. So both parties handled it wrong. So when Ter Stegen came out finally, right after all of that crap, he did it because he lost his leverage at the end of the day. Because the story that came out is that Inigo Martinez went to Saudi because he wanted to, get their bag, get money, get paid. He's getting like almost 30 million euros.
Yeah.
Good
When
money.
you're getting that towards the end of your your career, you got to take it, man.
Of
But
course.
he also did it understanding that he was helping the club clear the cap space that they needed so they can register more players. So after Barcelona, right, let's go of Inigo Martinez. They clear the space. So now Ter Stegen loses all that leverage that he had from Barcelona needing him to sign that paperwork. So when Ter Stegen saw that Barcelona didn't need him to sign the paperwork, he was like, wait, now I need to backtrack it. I lost my leverage. Now I just need to do what's best for the club, what's best for my legacy.
That's exactly what you just nailed it.
So all I said right now is to finish my thought is just like, okay, so at the end of the day, all I know is Ter Stegen, he signed the paperwork, clear up even more room, make things even easier. He still could have made things hard, and he chose not to. He thought, maybe I lost most of my leverage. I'm just going to let it go, and I'm just going to go ahead and sign the paperwork in exchange that I get my captain arm back, and I can do the speech at the Joan Gamper. I feel like this is exactly what happened behind doors. It's kind of my theory, and I'm actually, you know what? I'm okay with it. And I'm okay with the fans who didn't boo him. I think it's good that we just kind of letting it go. We don't want to be toxic, Omar. We want to just move on.
It was going to create buzz if he got booed.
We just want to move on. We're gonna get this party started at Joan Gamper, and then we're gonna get this season kicked off. And we don't need more drama right now at Barcelona. And at the end of the day, I'm happy that the fans didn't boo him. I'm happy that we're moving on. We're actually being mature about this situation and not having to boo this player. I actually think that it's fine, dude. He signed the paperwork at the end of the day. It's okay, man. I think he's still leaving. I don't expect him to start another game for Barca, but it's good to see him that at least he's not going to leave through the back door.
Exactly.
I mean, do you have something you want to say, Farish?
I mean, this whole Ter Stegen situation has been nothing but a fucking mess. I mean, sorry for the language, but like the fact that he's a captain again, and we unstripped him from the armband. It doesn't make any sense. Like they stripped him of the captain's armband because of his childish and petty behavior, which respectfully so. But now that they gave him the armband back. No, now that he signed the papers, why are you giving him the armband back? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I feel like that was the deal. That might have been the deal.
Yeah, that's what I just said. That's what I said. My theory is it was part of the deal. So Ter Stegen lost his leverage when Inigo Martinez left. So because literally the next day the news broke, I think Ter Stegen said, you know what? I'm losing my leverage. I'm going to sign the paperwork in exchange that I'm the number one captain and I'm doing the speech at the Joan Gamper.
Who does this guy think he is? He thinks he's the fucking captain. He's not acting like a captain. He's acting like a child at this point. Like, bro.
I mean, Barca fans, we know that. We know that. That's why some of us are not happy with him.
No, I'm definitely not happy
handle it.
I cannot handle the pettiness. I cannot handle his bullshit. Like this guy has been at this club for God knows how long. You know what's crazy? Yeah, I've been calling this man out on YouTube, even though my views are not the highest. Instagram and TikTok that Ter Stegen is a problem, and Messi never liked him, but nobody listens to me. In fact, no one listens to me. But now that us fans are waking up and seeing that this guy has been nothing but a problem, now they see that he's the problem, and like. And now that they're seeing that he's the problem, we have one side of the fan base wanting him gone. Then you have the other side that's on Instagram or TikTok trying to defend him. I'm just done. And honestly, what do they see in this guy that makes him so protected? Like what is it? I don't understand. What makes Ter Stegen so protected in this fan base? I'm genuinely so confused. Like what is so special about him? What is so special about him?
You mean in the fan base or in the Barcelona front office?
No, in the fan base. Forget about the Barcelona front office. The fan base in general. What do they see in this man?
I don't think he's protected. I think he's been criticized. He's been highly criticized. I think that it used to be a division some of us wanted were pro Ter Stegen, some of us were against it. I
I was
don't
one
think
of
it
the
was.
people who was supporting him last season.
I
Start
was
the season.
supporting him as well. I thought, I don't like my players to leave through the back door.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho was one of them. Messi was one of them. It's crazy to me how Messi left through the back door like that. It was just so ridiculous. I'm not saying through the back door. I mean, he did have the little speech thing and he was crying, but still,
Yeah,
I
what
didn't
do you
like
where
the
we
way he
expecting him
left.
to leave? We expect him to
But
leave like Xavi. You know when
but yeah,
Xavi
but,
left.
but my point is, like, I don't like a player who's been here with 11 years and then just leaving and everyone hates him. I don't want that. I want actually the club and the fans to actually embrace him, and that's why I was so against what he was doing. I said it. You're ruining your 11 years worth of career, worth of legacy. Some people didn't think he was a legend of the club, and I understand it. I understand it. Like, whatever you want. Like, to me, I think it's gonna be hard for me to forget Ter Stegen because I was literally, when he came into the team, I was literally like in my prime years. I was like literally like 25, 24, and I would never remember those moments when we won the treble, when we fell, we succeeded, and he was there. He's
Mhm.
been with us for 11 years, man. So, like, I understand if, like, for the new youngsters he's not a legacy, because, like, let's say that you're 25 right now, you don't see Ter Stegen as a legend of the club. I get it, because you saw the end of it, not the very,
At the
very, very,
beginning.
like, prime time, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is, like, I don't want Ter Stegen to leave under bad terms. I want my players to leave in good terms instead. So I was so against what he was doing. I'm like, why don't you just help the club out? Just sign the damn paperwork. It's only 30 more days than what you think it was going to be. And at the end of the day, like, I was proven right, because he backtracked and said, "Oh, I didn't mean 3 months exactly. I meant it was going to be at least 3 months."
Like, now, I mean, legend or
I
not,
mean,
he's already tarnished his legacy at this club, so he's not even a club legend. I mean,
look, I feel like time heals all wounds, and if he can just stay out of controversy until he leaves, I feel like maybe the time will heal all wounds, and he'll be back. Some fans who might be happy to see him again in the future, right? But listen, this is the last thing I want to talk about before we close out, guys. Obviously,
what's
season is about to get started, guys. Right? We've been waiting. Like, we've been doing a lot of shows, talking about transfers, all of
we're
these stuff, right?
long season ahead.
But now it's time to get back to business.
Yep.
On Saturday, opening day versus Mallorca. Now the season starts, right? Right? What are your expectations for this season? Now, let me start before I let the panel continue right now.
Really?
For me, right, I feel like, unfortunately, we didn't do enough in the transfer window like I thought we might have. I didn't think we were going to go and sign 20, 30 signings. No, I just thought, maybe we could be lucky and, maybe get some 3, 4 signings, in key areas. I wanted a new goalkeeper, which we got. I'm happy about that. I wanted 2 new fullbacks. Unfortunately, we didn't get those, right? We got an attacker. So, it's cool. At the end of the day, we'll just take what we have, right? We've had a lot of messes, a lot of controversies. But now the season starts, right? Our defense is a little bit, I feel like we've had a huge sledgehammer blow in our defense with Inigo's departure, right?
We are.
That is going to be huge for us. Let's be honest.
We are.
Yeah, but look, season now starts. I am optimistic because I think the last season our defense was our weak point. However, we went on to win the domestic treble. We competed in every single competition all the way to May, every single one. Right? We won 3 out of the 4 competitions with not really the best defense in the world, right? We scored crazy amounts of goals last season.
We are cooked.
And so far this season, preseason has shown me that these guys still have that touch. The touch is still there. These guys can still score goals, right? What is your expectations this season? For me, I think that we could challenge the league. I can see us retaining it. Depends on how Real Madrid do on the Alonso, right? I see us definitely challenging for the league. Champions League. I mean, look, man. I don't want to disregard our chances, because I think that our attack can help us go forward, right? And who knows, we might shock everyone and go on to win it, right? But for me, I feel like it's more likely that we're gonna win we're gonna win the league, right? We're more likely to retain the league than win the Champions League, personally, for me. But I'm gonna start with you, Barca Volume. What are your expectations this season? coming into the new season.
Dude, I'm fully expecting Barcelona to defend the championship. I am fully expecting Barcelona to win back-to-back La Ligas. If anything, Barcelona just got stronger. The way I see this team, I see deeper, stronger, faster. We're pressing higher. Pressing. We're suffocating even more now than we used to last season. The team, the form looks incredible. I know it's the beginning of the season, but if we talk about it in terms of, for example, right, who do you think are the three top clubs right now in Spain? You're probably going to tell me Atletico. You're going to tell me Real Madrid and Barcelona, right? Am I right? Am I right about that?
Of course, yeah.
So my biggest thing is, if you're Atletico Madrid, they spend so much money right now. They spend like 150 million euros or 160, somewhere around there.
They spend so much money.
But the problem with that is, I get it. You improve your team. You have much better players than you did last season. I get it, man. But that also creates a problem. That creates the fact that now you let go of Rodrigo de Paul. You bring in Alex Baena, he's an incredible player.
He's a great player.
Incredible winger. But now he got Cardoso to replace Rodrigo de Paul. So he got Hankel, I think, on as a CB, who's going to play right next to he's going to play right next to Lenormand. So my problem is, like, okay, so I get it. Atletico Madrid, I get it. You're trying to play more offensively because Cardoso, Baena, these players, you're going to pair them up with Julian Alvarez. These players are very offensive, okay? So basically, what I'm reading on Atletico Madrid this season is that they want to change their identity. They don't want to be that team who just defends. They want to be that team who is attacking, who is trying to go look for that goal, trying to go look for the result, right? Try to win the game instead of defending first. So that means you're inserting a brand new identity to this Atletico Madrid team that used to be more defense first. So even though you upgraded your team, at the same time, you're actually creating a whole new problem because you're basically changing your whole entire identity. Right. So I have a lot of questions that I'm asking.
You think that they're going to struggle to? You think they're going to struggle to adapt quickly?
I think they're gonna have a transition period. I don't think you can change an entire identity really, really fast.
Yeah.
What Hansi Flick did with Barcelona, that's an anomaly. That doesn't normally happen on your first year. You can just like snap of your fingers and your team is already playing the way you want it to play. But Hansi Flick did have the right pieces. He didn't have 5 players that came into this team like Atletico Madrid is. They have, I already mentioned all these new players that they got, and most of them are going to be starting. Most of these players are going to start. So that's my issue with Atletico Madrid. So if I think about in terms of Real Madrid also has less problems to answer, but problems nonetheless. They do have the Vinicius form, the Rodrigo situation.
Rodrigo potentially go into City as well.
Maybe not. But Rodrigo also ghosted the last half of the season last year. So that's a problem as well that he has to solve. The Vinicius Junior form, that's another problem. The Mbappe number 9, hopefully Mbappe doesn't seem to be a problem anymore. But another problem is the defensive end. Okay, you fix the defense. I get it. You have Carreras. You have Trent Alexander-Arnold. You have Dean. But at the same time, the biggest problem from Real Madrid from last season, in my opinion, was the final third. They didn't have that creative midfielder who's going to ignite the team and do that connection with the front three. So they still don't have that replacement for Toni Kroos. And I've told Will this until you guys figure that out. The jury is still out on Real Madrid, and you guys think that just Xavi Alonso?
No, that's the thing, man.
Wait,
they're living in Delulu land.
They
see what Flick has done. The thing is, Barcelona, they see what Flick has done, and they think in their mind Alonso is going to have that kind of quick adaptation, bro. It's not as easy as it seems. You feel?
Yes.
And not only that, but I don't think
Arda Güler. Let me finish real quick. So I'll be done in just a second. So what I'm saying is, okay, so they do have Arda Güler, who kind of seems like an answer to that problem, but they also, he doesn't have that kind of profile. I still have my doubts. At the very least, I'm questioning how consistent is he going to be able to be. He had a good game yesterday. from what I noticed, he hit the post twice. He was linking up with Mbappe. That link up with Mbappe looks good, but it's still not enough. You still needed another, like at least a creative midfielder, in my opinion. And until that gets answered, to me, I still have questions about the Real Madrid, and I'll end up with Barca, because Barcelona has less to no questions. The only question about Barcelona is, can you keep up what you did last year in terms of what Inigo Martinez was bringing to the table? Can Araujo come in and do that? Can Christensen come in and do that? That's one question. Everything else is an upgrade. We got the best La Liga goalkeeper. We have the best player, in my opinion, in the world, which is Lamine Yamal. The only thing we do, we have Rafinha and we have Rashford off the bench. We have Pedri, we have De Jong, we have 2 players per position. We have Gavi, we have Fermin, we have Olmo. We have so many players to throw at this Madrid team that we didn't have this depth last year, and we won the local treble. So I have less questions to ask, and this is not just me being biased and saying, "Oh, Barcelona's going to win." Of course, a Barcelona fan saying Barcelona's going to win La Liga. Well, I'm giving you the reasons why. Like, there's so many questions with these other 2 teams who are going to be the top 3. And Barcelona has the least amount of questions to answer, not to mention the form we're on right now. And it looks like we're pressing even stronger and faster and just suffocating teams even more this season.
Yeah, so that is true. But defensively is the question. Can Araujo or Christensen step up in the absence of Inigo Martinez? Because I think Cubarsí fits better in the left center back role, maybe in the right center back, because think about it this way. Both Inigo and Cubarsí are left-footed. And they both were brilliant, but with Inigo's departure, even though it's going to be missed dearly, heavenly, Cubarsí did really well in preseason at left center back, if I am not mistaken, because don't you think, since he's left-footed, don't you think Cubarsí at left center back, that's more where you think is more comfortable? Like, don't you think Cubarsí at left center back, that's like he's more comfortable than at right center back? Like, don't you guys see that? Did you see that in preseason where Cubarsí felt more comfortable at left center back than at right center back?
Yeah, so I don't know if it was more comfortable, but he played very, very well. So that's the most important thing, because we needed a left back, and we don't have someone we can play as a left CB, I should say. And I thought Cubarsí played incredibly well.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because he's left-footed, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, I think it's right-footed.
Yeah, but I thought he did really well at left center back. Now, for this Real Madrid team, I mean, is Arda Güler going to be the Toni Kroos replacement? I don't think so. Do you guys think he is?
No, that's what I mean.
No,
like they have
think he is.
questions. They have more questions to be answered. They have the Rodrigo stuff. They have the Vinicius stuff. They have the Arda Güler coming off into his own, and I think they just have a lot of questions, man. I think Barcelona is just too good. They're probably gonna get off to a better start than Real Madrid, to be honest.
Yes, Cubarsí is right.
I mean, that's one thing I feel like people keep ignoring, right? Because yes, people can talk about Barcelona this, Inigo,
Let's not forget Trent.
You've lost this guy, you've lost that guy, this and this and this. Look, here's the thing. Barcelona are not perfect, but I feel like Barcelona in a better position, right? Considering, like you mentioned, yeah, these guys, they have a complete transformation in their team, Atletico, right? The adaptation might take a while. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And the thing with Simeone is, I don't see Simeone even being at that club for much longer. I feel like at this point, Simeone, his style of football is beginning to die over there. People are beginning to understand how to play against him. You feel me, right? And like you mentioned, Alonso, bro, you saw in the Club World Cup, right? When they were playing against teams that on paper they were better than, they got the job done. But when they were really tested, when they got to play teams were like, okay, give us a test. You feel me, right? That's the only time they struggled. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. So look, for me, their team is not that different. They know people are going to talk about Trent. Listen, Trent can do the work going forward. Can he do the work defensive? Can he hold down Rafinha? Can he do all of that work? You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Alvaro Carreras is a good player, but brother, we played them in the Champions League last season. Alvaro Carreras wasn't really doing a lot of work defensively. Offensively, yes, but defensively, I didn't see enough of him. You understand what I mean, right? So look, they have a very, very good team, and I think that they will be our closest challengers. But like you mentioned, Barca volume. For me, I'm looking at this. I'm like, look, Barcelona, we are still in. I feel like we're still the favorites. We are still the favorites. You understand what I mean, right?
But yeah, ESPN are putting us second. By the way, sorry to interrupt, but ESPN has Real Madrid as favorites to win La Liga.
Bro, I don't care. Well, nobody watches ESPN. Respectfully,
Exactly.
Do you watch ESPN? I don't watch ESPN.
No.
Dude, ESPN, nobody watches ESPN, respectfully. But let me just say this, okay? When it comes to La Liga, I still believe that it's our title to lose.
It
It's our
is.
title to lose.
It's
You understand what I
only
mean? Right?
it's only
Yeah.
the players that it's our title to lose because I'm sorry, but Real Madrid, you can't like people are, what's crazy, yeah. Real Madrid, I hear Xabi Alonso, we're gonna win the treble. Like you can't have a team with all of these stars and expect to dominate football. And now it's crazy. Madrid fans wanted Ancelotti out. They got Xabi Alonso. Now they're saying we're gonna win a treble. They think because they have a new manager, they're gonna win a treble. But like,
look, but fans are going to be fans. I've said it before. When it comes to Madrid fans, they can say whatever they want. I don't hold anything they'll say with any weight.
No.
Mhm.
Like respectfully, bro, we Barca Valium, we're on the show with Will. How many times does Will sit down waffle? Do we care about his waffling? We remember what he says, so that when the chickens come home to roost, we're always there to cook him. But this is the thing; it doesn't matter. Like you mentioned, like you make a lot of sense. When you look at Real Madrid and Atletico, they are not exactly perfect either.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, I feel like we're still favorites. And listen, I'm excited for the opening day of the season, right? I want to ask you guys, quick prediction, guys. Opening day of the season. You guys think we're gonna get the first win on the opening day at Mallorca? Because Mallorca, we battered them last season 5-1.
Absolutely. We beat them 1-0 the second game, and the first game we actually beat them 4-1. I think it was 4 or 5-1. 5-1. So I expect Barcelona taking care of business even away from home. I think at Mallorca, we were actually where we beat them the most. I think it was the 5-1 was at Mallorca, and the 1-0, I think it was at Montjuic. So I fully expect Barcelona to start, with a big statement win. Hopefully, 4-1, 3-1 along those lines. I think Ferran Torres scores. I think Lamine Yamal will probably score in this game, and hopefully Rafinha can also get a goal here. But who knows, man? If Fermin starts, he can get a goal or two as well. So who knows? Like I said, Real Madrid is gonna find out in the very first game. They're in a heap of trouble.
No, they really are.
Yeah. I think Mallorca away is it's not that hard. I mean, sure, it does look like a tough stadium, but we can handle it. I mean, the only reason we tied to Mallorca away 2-2 is we all know why. But we don't need to say it. But Mallorca away, like I said, business has to be taken care of. With Lewandowski out for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think we'll be fine. I mean, we should get the job done, no problem. In the reverse fixture, we did win 1-0. We had so many shots against Mallorca at the Montjuic. It's just that keeper, Leo Roman, was making crazy saves. But Real Madrid, they could be in trouble. You said match day 1, they could be. But the thing is, I don't know. I think Xabi Alonso could be under pressure now that he has landed Real Madrid, because their expectations at Real Madrid is either win the Champions League or get lost. That's the expectations when you were managing Real Madrid. So I think Xabi Alonso is going to be under pressure.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But big up to every single one of you guys who's been absolutely incredible. The Barca Volume, do you got anything coming up on your channel soon, bro?
Oh yeah, I got plenty of stuff, man. So I was supposed to do the show with End the Stream Dave today, but we actually had no idea about this game with PSG. PSG was playing what was it? Tottenham, right? And then we were watching. What a game, by the way! It was so insane the way that game ended and whatnot. So we were gonna do the game. We were gonna do the show at 1 p.m. and the game literally ends at 2 p.m. So it was like in the middle of the game. So Dave was like, "Yeah, we probably should move it to tomorrow." And then so tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'm gonna be doing a show with Dave. We're gonna be doing some predictions. He's a Real Madrid fan. I'm a Barcelona fan. So maybe he'll talk sense into me. Maybe I'll talk sense into him. I'm also
you can deal with Dave. You can deal with Dave. Well, it's another different story, but Dave.
We're gonna be doing that show tomorrow. Plus, then I'm on Friday. I got a pregame show too lined up. I'm gonna be doing that pregame show before the game on Saturday, and of course after the game, I'm doing the post game show. So yeah. So I'm pretty busy with my channel. So this week it's gonna be really excited, man. It's gonna be really excited.
Man. This season starts, man. There's gonna be a lot of content to be made. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you guys go subscribe to Barca Volume. All right. And listen, man. Big up to every single one of you guys who's been here throughout the stream. You guys have been absolutely incredible, absolutely killing it. Make sure you guys smash the like button on your way out, guys. Are we on 50? We're 5 likes away from 50 likes, guys. Get us to 50 likes before the end of the stream. This stream, guys, is going to be redirecting you all to Staffy TV, guys. My guy, Staffy. Make sure you guys go put Omar BYT Raid in the comment section below. Big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. And yeah, man, like I always say whenever I end these streams, guys.
And we will see you next week Wednesday, right? For the game? After the game? All right. We will be there.
Big up to every single one of you, man. Peace.
All right.
Boys. Take care.